In honor of the Yom Tov of Pesach, we will talk a little bit about one of the highlights of the highlights. One of the highlights of Pesach, not the only highlight, but one of the highlights of Pesach, of course, is the Seder. And one of the highlights of the Seder, not the only highlight, but one of the highlights of the Seder, are the Firkashis. We have all the little kids line up, and they get up, and they're so proud they know how to say the Firkashis, and they all ask the Firkashis. And then it's our job, now that we've all grown up, to give them the answer. And the answer is contained through the entire Haggadah of the Seder, but it starts with Avodim Hayinu L'Faro B'Mitzrayim. That paragraph ends with the famous words Hare'anu Avanenu V'nei Avanenu Mishubanu Hayinu L'Faro B'Mitzrayim V'ilu Kulanu Chachamim Kulanu Nevainim Kulanu Zikenim Kulanu Yodim Es HaTorah Mitzvah Aleinu L'Sapri B'Siyas Mitzrayim V'Chalamar Be L'Sapri B'Siyas Mitzrayim Reizah Meshubach. So there's a fascinating shaila which I came across in my studies, and that question is, what is the difference between a chacham and a navon? Chacham meaning a wise man, and navon I think is usually translated as a discerning man. So it says, I feel kulanu chacham kulanu navonim. What is the difference? So it's brought down in the Sefer Chaim Sheyesh Bahem here, in the name of a Goyen Rav Yosef Chaim of Baghdad, who was called, his sefer was called O Yosef Chai, appropriately enough. He brings down a fascinating Maisa, which emphasizes and highlights the difference between a Chacham and a Navon. He says, one day, a king was going out to take a tour, to go for a walk, and he had along with him Rav Yonasan Eibeshitz, a mechaber of tremendous number of sforim, a well-known genius, and he asked him a question. You Jews, you say, the king says, that a chacham is greater than a navi. He says, tell me, I'm going out for a walk now. Tell me, which entrance will I come back into the city when I come back? Will it be the bigger one or the smaller one? Which door? So Rav Yonasan said, if I tell you, my master the king, that you will come back in one, you will of course try to outsmart me, and you'll come back in the other one. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to write down my answer on a piece of paper. I'm going to put it into an envelope, and I'm going to seal the envelope. After the king, my master the king, comes back from his walk, and he's sitting back on his throne, please break the seal and read what my answer is. And he liked that answer, and that's what he did. He took the envelope, which was sealed, of course, put it in his pocket, and went for his walk. When he came back and was on his way back, he said to himself, I'm not going to go back the regular way through the big entrance. I'm going to take the small entrance. However, when he got to the small entrance, he says, I'm sure that he figured out that I was not going to go back the regular way, otherwise I wouldn't have answered the question, because that would be the regular way. Therefore, I'm going to go back to the big way and go back the regular way. When he got there, he said, no, not a good idea. That smart Jew person is going to see with his ruach that I came back the big way. So back and forth, he got so confused between the big way and the small way, he didn't know what to do. At the end of the matter, he got a brilliant idea in his head, and he told his retinue, his people who are working there, go over there and break a hole in the wall. Get me a new entrance. I'm not going to go back through other ways. I'm going to have a third way, not any two regular ways. And that's what they did. And the king went back through the hole in the wall that he had just created for his entrance back home. Comes back home, pulls out the envelope from his pocket, breaks the seal, and he sees a pasuk in there, one line. It's one line from the Mishnah in Sanhedrin, of all places. How appropriate for Daf Yomi. Melech Pares Geder Lasos Lo Derech. One of the perks that a king, that royalty is allowed to have, he's allowed to break a hole in a wall and come in to the way that he would like to go. The king was flabbergasted. And he said, how did he know that? And he asked him, how did you know that? He says, the Chacham said that a Chacham is smarter than a Navi. I thought about all of the possibilities and all the thoughts that would go through the king's mind, and I realized that which she will do. As the Chachamim say, Ezo Chacham Haroas Hanolad, which is a play on words, because he saw something that had not been there before. So he's able to tell and discern the future. So the Chacham from Baghdad, Ragoyan Rav Yosef Chaim, says, what is Chachma? Chachma is the ability to see all of the possibilities, all of the contingencies with which one can come to a conclusion. He can see all of those. What is a Navon? What is a Navon? The one who is able to come to the proper conclusion, taking all of that wisdom and able to utilize it and come to the proper solution to the answer, as Rav Yonasan Eibeshitz did. May we have the schus in our Haggadah to go through all of the Sfaris, to learn all of the Torahs, and to come to the Richtige Emunah, which is what the Haggadah is supposed to inculcate in us, to teach us, and for us to teach our children. The Emunah Shleima HaKadosh Baruch Hu not only is the Borei Olam, but the Manhig Olam. That is what the whole story of Pesach is. Kadosh Baruch Hu is running the world for them, for us, and till Mashiach comes for all the Dvaris. I'd be as God said, Amen.